Bam. We're going live. Welcome to the show tonight, guys. Advocates for Justice Paralegal School. We provide the tools, you do the work. Welcome, and we're going to just get started here. Getting everything turned on and lined up. I'm Coach Neighbors, and I'm going to introduce you to the new firebomb on the civil rights lawsuit package. The new firebomb civil rights lawsuit package that you can use against the federal or state prosecutors attacking you with criminal charges and stuff without an injured party or damage to property. Injured party or damage to property. That's going to be the key to make the difference in whether or not this is going to work for you. So if there's no damage, you guys got that? Did you get that? So here's the thing. The government cannot be the injured party. The government does not have jurisdiction to be the injured party. And their judge that they're using to throw you in jail is also they're paying. So there's a bit of we're going to talk about some things, and I know what you guys are thinking. Kicking the federal prosecutor's butt. What the hell, Coach? What the hell do you know about kicking the federal prosecutor's butt? Well, those of you who are new or hang on a second, I forgot. I have to introduce someone to you. Hey. I want to introduce you guys. Come here. Come on. To my puppy. This is Portia. I don't think she can see herself in the screen. Here you go, sweetie. Up here. See up there? Hey. You see yourself right in there? Huh? Psst, right here, baby. You say hi to everybody? This is Portia. She wants to come eat snacks on the show. So you guys make sure that you click those ads so you guys can help me feed her. She likes to eat expensive stuff like steak and scallops, crab legs. Okay, we're gonna let her go get down and get to work. Take it easy. There you go. Okay, so I promised her I'd let her on the show tonight, and so I forgot, and she was down here getting grumpy. I guess she needs to get her show time. Anyway, let's just get rolling. We're starting a little early tonight, so those of you who couldn't make it at this time can watch the video that I'm going to post. And in the video, I'm going to post a link, and I'll also post that link here. I'm going to post a link to my blog, which has all the information about this new package so you guys can get up to speed, and has a link to it so you can go and check it out if there's anybody that needs this. Now, one of the things I want to make clear out the gate is that this package is different than the foreclosure offensive online course, DUI offensive package. The 42 USC 1983 civil rights lawsuit package for foreclosure offense is different than the package for traffic tickets. Now, what is common with all of the packages that you address in the illegal court process with the 42 USC 1983 civil rights statute or whatever, but what makes them different is in the foreclosure package, we're addressing it's not the banking fraud, but the banking fraud. We're addressing some banking fraud, but anyway, so the banking crap is what makes that more expensive and different. And the traffic ticket 42 USC 1983 civil rights package, it also has the core that you need to do the civil rights. You can change that package to fit just about anything that you need. And so most people are facing criminal charges. Now, the criminal one is different because it attacks the prosecutors and has documents and strategies to jam up the prosecutors instead of the judges. Well, you can jam the judges up too, but generally you don't need to with this package. And the new civil rights package is called the civil rights package. and it's for people who are being attacked by criminal charges on either state or federal level. On federal level, if you've been attacked by a prosecutor, state or federal level, and this package has what you need for that, and it's undefeated. And only a few people have used it, and it's not cheap. So I'm just going to throw it out there. But it's pretty effective at handling the problem. And remember, in my program, we're not trying to win in court. You want to make them go sit the hell down and get out of your face. And so that's kind of, because there's no way you're going to get the judge to give you anything. So that's not going to happen. So I'm going to put a link here, right, to this blog. Now, the next webinar that I have, it's going to be on this new package. And I don't know what date it's going to be set for, but I will post another video, actually probably a couple of more videos on my website when it's time for it to take place. So you guys have, it's going to be several weeks, so you don't have to worry about missing it, but you might want to keep a close eye on our post. If you subscribe to my channel and click the bell, and then you'll get notifications whenever I post or update updates or post something on my page. So now here is the link to the update, and I'm also going to post a link to the webinar page that I use. So when I update that page in a few days, I'll put the date and everything in there that we're going to do the webinar on. So give me 1 second here. We'll get this puppy posted, because if I don't do it now, I'll forget. So we want to make sure that we get this done. There we go. So here is that link. That's to the coaching webinar page, where I'm going to make changes probably in a day or so and show the date and time that we're going to have. Now, all of my webinars are going to be Central Standard Time, so I try to make sure I put that in there, because that's very important. So I mention it here so you guys can make sure that you remember. Now, there is one other thing I want to share with you guys while I'm sharing links. And for the people who invested in the 42 USC 1983 Civil Rights Package, it doesn't matter which one. I have the summary judgment, which is specific for that package, for that lawsuit. And I have it on this page for like $50. So if you're using this and you're to the point where they're not responding on the merits, which they're not going to be able to respond on the merits, we want to just skip the default process and that waste of time, and go ahead and get your lawsuit and get your motion for summary judgment stuck in their face. Now, remember, once you stick the summary judgment in their face, they're jammed up, and they have to throw something on the table to verify why they're saying or doing what they're doing. And by the time you get around to that with my stuff, you're going to have them backed into the corner pretty bad. Hello, Tabany 20, Tapper 20. Welcome to the stream tonight. Glad to have you guys. Henry Jones, go check it out, Henry. In my program, this is a paralegal school, so you got to go do your homework. And besides, I don't really discuss the price of stuff with people for the most part, because I could be asking like $1 million, 2 million for it or whatever, and it could be worth every dime of that, but you don't know the value of it because you haven't went and done your homework and check it out. So you should go to your do your due diligence and take a look at that. I'm going to put a link here to my website. There you go. So you'll find out if you get into my program and are interested in the coaching. I don't really like to say the same thing or go over stuff that I have in the instructional videos, because if people don't watch the instructional videos, they can't, they're not at the gate. They have to get themselves to the gate in order for me to help you. Okay, I don't have time to help you get to the gate, and that's why I put the videos together so you can watch them, see what's in the package, and how to use them, and what you're going to be facing when you go to court to stick that stuff in their face, and how they're going to lie to you. All of those things I cover. So when people call me and ask me stuff, I call it dumb stuff because they didn't watch the video. Then it's obvious to me. Either you didn't watch the video. Now, if you watched the video and you didn't understand it, then those questions are different. They're more like, hey, I watched the video. I saw you were talking about this, but I don't understand how you put this over here with that or whatever. Okay, I can work with that. But when you come to the table and it's like, well, I don't know. What is the first step? I mean, all of those things are the things that you guys got to figure out. So. And Jerry, I don't know which package you're talking about. I have a whole bunch of packages, but you can go to my website there at winningcourtnow.com, and you can click on the product tab at the top of the page, and then open up the page and show you all of the documents. And then you can kind of go through them. Oh, you can't hear me? So can all of you not hear me? Okay, I think some of you can hear me. John said he can't hear me. So I'm thinking that you guys can hear me. The rest of you guys, if you can't hear me, let me know, and I'll check something. But I don't usually worry too much if it's just one person, because it could be your internet or something. According to what I'm showing here, I should be alive, and everyone should be able to hear me. So tonight we're talking about the new civil rights lawsuit package that I put together for people to use against prosecutors coming after you in criminal cases that do not involve an injured party. So anytime they're saying that they are the injured party in a case, then that's a problem for them, because they do not have jurisdiction to put themselves as the injured party in. So we're going to this new lawsuit package is addressing that. Now, one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, too, also is a couple of issues that have come up with people. Now, this new lawsuit package, with people that are using the other packages, this new civil rights lawsuit package that I'm putting together, well, I have it put together already, and it's on the website. I still have a few things to do to outline which documents are in the package that you're going to get. I'm going to add a few to it, and so but right now it's already structured. It has everything that you need, and people are using it to get the job done that they need to do. So if you are having that problem and looking at jail time over some stupid crap, then you should check that out. Because it's going to be pretty badass. I'm structuring it to where you can actually go in and file the special sanction motion that I put together against the prosecutor And in the sanction, you're asking for 3.5 or 10 million or whatever the hell you want. This is like a mini lawsuit inside of a lawsuit. It's pretty badass. And attorneys don't tell you. Attorneys don't tell you none of these things. When you get jammed up in federal court, the attorney that you hire, that they hire for you, or that you hire, will not tell you that you can file a counterclaim in the federal prosecutor's crap and stick it right back in their face. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that you can file your lawsuit against the federal government before they even have their arraignment, because usually they arrest you, drag your ass down there, do all this, and yeah. One of the things that I want to talk a little bit about tonight, and I'm going to release the video tomorrow, so I'm not going to spend much time on it. I'm going to talk about why I do this and what happened to me to piss me off. And when you understand why I do this, what my motivation is, then you'll understand why I get kind of grumpy when people don't watch the instructional video, or why I don't have time for people. Okay, let me try and put it a little bit nice. I have very little patience for people who are paralyzed with fear. So, and in my mind, I'm not saying anybody should be in this process or have any of these problems without being fearful. But when the fear paralyzes you from taking action, that's the problem. That is the problem. No one has any firsthand knowledge, because Tab, you're getting sued by by the records. The records that they said they reviewed before they filed the lawsuit against you. So their whole process is ridiculous. Yeah. And see, that exactly is the thing. So my program is structured for you to learn how to stay in your house. Says she wants house, not the money. You're right. There's no money. The money is worthless too. The money's absolutely worthless. You're better off to keep the house. But that's the way the program is set up. The program is set up to make them want to go sit the hell down, leave you alone, because you're too much of a pain in their ass, and they can't drag you into court. If they can't control you, they're not going to have much interest in dragging your ass into court. Now, some of you guys probably think, what the hell do I know about the federal government? Oh boy, that's where I got to learn on the playground first. Yeah, firsthand, school of hard knocks. Absolutely. Now, the foreclosure stuff that I do, I had to learn that stuff over time. But the federal prosecutor stuff that I'm putting together now is stuff that I'm putting together from firsthand knowledge. And I'm also going to talk in the video that I'm going to release tomorrow. I'm going to talk a little bit about, quite a bit about, it's like a big overview rundown of 12 or 15 years of our lives, which actually drove me and us to what we're doing now. So, me to what I'm doing now. Us is my wife, and she's not involved in what I'm doing now, other than taking advantage of the umbrella, because the government has tried to, not the federal government, but the local government tried to give her a hard time with their Airbnbs, and I'm not having it. So when she got done with the letters back and forth, she gave me the last letter. She kind of threw it on my desk, and I'm like, so you're done with the letters? Yep. So I get to do whatever I want, right? Yeah. So long story short, she still has all of her Airbnbs, and she has her license for them, and the city is not bothering her. So, and there lies the motivation for what I do here. My motivation is not being able to protect my family. That's my motivation. Not being able to protect my family. Now, you guys can see that I'm pretty good at protecting my family, and some other people. I got a little carried away. I got a little carried away, and now we're helping other people. So it's great to see something positive come out of what my wife and my family and my friends were put through that forced me to do what I'm doing now. So, and those of you who work with me one on one have found out that I joke around sometime, and I'm talking to my legal team over there, I whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm bringing fire to the table, and I ain't playing. So, and I can tell you right now, if I'm coaching you and you're not where you need to be, I'm going to tell you that. And if you get pissed off at me, that's fine, because my job is not to be your friend. That's not my number one job. I don't really care. I like it, but you hire me to help you stay in your house. And not very many people, but some people need a little bit of a push. Now, there's been a time or two when I was not listening very well. I should have been listening instead of pushing. But you know what? I didn't see the manual on how to get this shit done. So we're all here doing the best that we can. And welcome to the show, Arnie, excuse me. And no, I don't handle anything, buddy. So I don't handle anything. I put together lawsuit packages, and my website is running right here across the bottom of the screen, where you can get the tools to do what you need to do. Now, I don't do anything. I don't have anything that's specific to child support or family stuff. And to be honest with you, I don't, because I think it's very depressing. So I did foster care for my family, and I did foster care for 15 years, and so I don't do that. So now, if you understand how to control the court or whatever, you can get documents off the website and you can turn them into whatever you need. But I don't coach on that, family court subject. So sorry, but good luck. Hey, J Bob 619. It's going pretty good, buddy. That's going pretty good. There's hiding out over here doing what need to get done. And we're introducing our new 42 USC 1983. Actually, it's our civil rights lawsuit. That's what we're calling it, because this one is for a criminal court that people will be able to use against prosecutors. You know what? I'm just going to do a screen share and show it to you, and show you I'm going to do a screen share and just show it to you guys so you can check it out. And it's taking a minute to open up, but we'll give it time. And that way you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I'm going to open up the screen share, and see if we can get this thing done. Okay. There, screen shares open up. So this is the new package right here. Civil rights lawsuit, plain and simple. Now, the difference between this and the other ones, this is for criminal court for attacking prosecutors. So I'm just going to kind of scroll down. You guys can read it yourself later on, or you can go to the website of Win in Court Now, put the link down there. And here on this side is a description of it. So it gives you a little information about it so you understand what you got. Now, this part here, I'm still working on. I have the main documents here. I'm going to add a few more things to it and make some changes, but it's all set up for people who need it that are facing this problem. So the checkout's all ready to go. And if you invest in it, I will keep your email so that any updates that I make to the final product, I'll make sure you receive. The changes that I'm making don't have anything to do with the beginning documents that you have to file. The changes that I'm making have to do with tidying up the back half if you ever get to. And making sure that nobody else wants to help these fools that you target in this situation. And these are some other packages that I have on the site there you guys can check out. Now, this HIPAA package is on sale for $200, and it's totally badass. And so is the credit card package. The credit card package is probably $1,200-$1,400, and I have it down at $3. And I have it low because it's the credit card situation is tough, and most people don't have a whole lot to put on there. But if you can get something for $300, that's going to make these people go sit down, leave you the hell alone. I think it's a good value. Now, this here is the 42 USC, the foreclosure offensive package. And it's marked down too. So as you can see, not quite half, but it is marked down. And gives you all quite a bit of information. And you see here, there's quite a bit of information here. People ask me questions, and they or most other questions are listed here or in the instructional video. And the instructional video for these lawsuit packages are on my YouTube channel and the instructional video playlist. Now, after my channel got hacked a few weeks back, I restructured my homepage. So the instruction video is in like the first frame, not even all the way down to the bottom. So, and then I put all of some of the other more important playlists that you need to be checking out right on the front page. And I actually also made a couple of videos to teach people how to use my YouTube channel. And the main thing in those videos is the title of my videos. The first half of the title generally is the keywords that I use for YouTube to rank my video. The second half of the title is the subject matter or what we're going to be talking about in the video. So that could be very confusing if you're trying to search for something and you're only using the first half. You're not going to find it unless you're really lucky. So I want you guys to know that there's like at least 2 videos on how to do research on my YouTube channel. So if you need to do that, you want to go over and check that out. So that's pretty much on that. We're going to stop the screen share so that I can keep up with everything. Tammy 20 says I'm working on my case. So are you using one of my lawsuit packages? Tabby NY20 tab. Are you using one of my packages or are you using your own package? And how is it going? What you're doing? Did you structure it to state a claim? Because that's the number one reason why they are dismiss your stuff. And you have to make sure that you structure the state of claim. And then there's a couple of things in there that you have that have to do with their state of mind. I don't remember all of that right off the top of my head, but I know those are the 2 main things that most people miss when you're putting your own stuff together. Who are your defendants? That's a good question, because if you don't have the right defendants, and the biggest mistake that most people make is listing the lender as the number one defendant, because that's what everyone is taught to believe is the party that's foreclosing on you. And then when people get to the end of this or in the eviction process, they find out that it's not the lender, it's the attorney acting as a third-party debt collector. And it's actually doing all that without legal authority and all the help from the court. So what I put together here is going to help you guys with the federal thing, and I became expert at this federal situation because of what they put my family through, and I'm going to talk about that in the video that I release tomorrow. Okay, great. Tam says, yep, got the right people down as a number one defendant. And then you need to have the state and the judge on there too. And the reason you need to have the state and the judge on there is because without an injured party, the judge has no jurisdiction, has no authority to take jurisdiction. And when they sign on to take jurisdiction, they're liable. And the state is on there because the state is actually paying the judge and the prosecutor. The state is the one paying all the parties. And in foreclosure, the state is the one that has your property deed illegally put in their office. And once that property is registered in their office, allows them to place the first illegal lien on your property. And that first illegal lien was the mortgage lien. And most people don't realize that. And the mortgage lien was illegal because if there were several people that own property, all of those people would have to be present to sign the lien. And the fact that they accepted your signature on the stinking lien shows that you owned it already. Bam! And I smell stink. A lien hole. Tax lien or HOA situation? Yeah, I go over all this stuff in my videos. And one of the other things I wanted to talk about before we get off of here is I was contacted by a couple of people this week that said my federal lawsuit was dismissed. They emailed me or messaged me or whatever, and they said my federal lawsuit was dismissed, and I'm in the state appeals court appealing the eviction. What do I do? And I'm like, why was your federal lawsuit dismissed? And what did you do about it? And how long ago was that? And it's like, what can I do when you wait until you're back in their conventional process to say anything? The way my program is structured, when you get something from the court, you are supposed to research it, figure out what they're doing, why they're doing it, and what you think you need to do to counter that. And then you can send me an email. Hey, a short email, okay? And please, not the talk ones, okay? I don't have time for that crap. Send me a short email. And hey, this is what they sent me, the title of the document. This is what I think it is. This is what I think they're doing, and this is what I think we need to do to kick their ass. That's what I should get. Now, I'm reading that, and I have an idea of how much you understand, where you're at. I have an idea if you understand or what's missing or whatever, and I can coach you. But when you contact me and you tell me that your shit got dismissed a long time ago, you didn't do a damn thing about it, and now you're back in their conventional eviction process, I don't know what you guys are supposed to do with that. So if you missed steps in the process, and one person admitted that they probably missed steps in the process, I'm like, why the hell aren't you trying to figure out what that is instead of bugging me when I don't know what the hell it is? Yeah, sometimes I talk to people for 2 or 3 days or whatever, and then I don't talk to anybody for a week or a month or 6 months. And then people call me and it's like, okay, I don't remember everything that my head's full of other stuff. So if your lawsuit gets dismissed, you need to do something about it. And if you studied any of the other videos, how to handle the judge, tips and strategies, and if you study what you do about when your stuff gets dismissed, if you study any of that stuff, you'd have an idea what you need to be doing. It's all there. I think that I would definitely have a plan for what to do when they dismiss your shit, because I already know that's what it's all about. That's what they're going to do. So yeah, there's a plan there for it. If you don't do your homework, you're not going to know what the plan is. So, and then when you get jammed up, if you don't do anything about it until a month later, you got 14 days. Now, you can get yourself back in, maybe, whatever, I don't know. Here's the thing. When they have no respect for you, it's harder for you to get your foot back in the door when you screw up. So they already don't have no respect for your ass. All of our asses, they don't have no respect. And this is why I always tell them my legal team is the one doing shit, because I'm a dumbass. I just put everything on my legal team's going to want to know what your name is, because I think we're going to kick your ass, okay? Okay, sorry. Got carried away on that one. So the video that I'm going to release tomorrow outlines why I do this and what my family went through, and gives you guys an idea what my motivation is and why I'm an asshole when people ain't doing what they need to be getting done. So, and I've had one person tell me to stand down. I had one person tell me that I needed to relax and stand down, and so I did. And then that person called me at 6 o'clock in the morning when the sheriff showed up to evict them out of the house. And it's kind of funny because that person also asked me a question earlier in our relationship, whatever the hell you want to call it. That sounds bad, but that person asked me, I have a question for you. I'm like, what's your question? He said, well, some of my attorney friends was questioning this or that. I'm like, dude, seriously? You're going to get in my face with a question from your attorney friends. I'm like, okay, maybe you need to get your attorney friends to help your ass, okay? Because they're the ones that's stealing your shit. Yeah, so, no, I got a little pissed off on that. But, but there you go. At the end of the day, he wasn't smart enough to be in my group. So he wasn't smart enough to be in my program, obviously, because he had everything laid out for him. All he had to do was follow the instructions. But he was too busy listening to other people. And I've had some people get themselves in a jam by doing that too. And these other people, they're trying to help, but they don't know shit. They don't know anything about what I do here, about what our strategy is, or none of that. And most of the time, when people listen to them instead of following the instructions, I had one lady didn't put the state on her lawsuit, and didn't email me or call me or nothing. And so, she got evicted because she didn't have the state on there, and the state is the main party that's doing this. The state is paying the judge, the state's paying the prosecutor, the state's paying the police, the state's paying all of them fools to beat your ass down. So somebody tell me I'm wrong. I mean, I'm a simple person. I play ball and football in college and I box, and I have to keep shit simple. So from what I see, the state is the one that's doing this, hiding behind the thing, and they already got your deed in their office. They need to get your ass off their properties. I'm serious. So you guys can check out the video tomorrow and the link that I put in here to my webinar page. To see what date I'm going to set the webinar for the new lawsuit package. that I'm putting together for people to use against a prosecutor on a state or federal level or anybody else that's coming after you that does not have an injured party. Now, if you use this for other stuff, you have to make sure you add the state in there. Otherwise, you're AOL. Your civil rights is not going to work unless you got the state in there. Now, in most cases, I have not had a single case where I couldn't come up with the reason, or you couldn't come up with a reason, where the people couldn't come up. Somebody couldn't come up with a reason to add state in there. To think about it, the state has a license all of these corporations that are stealing your shit and in your face and jamming you up and dragging your ass into court. All of them are licensed by the state. So it's not too hard to figure out how you need to add a state to it if you need to use that to get up in some people's face. So that's all the value I got to share with you guys tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to share your time. And you guys get over to the website if you have this problem. Or actually, I like people to start out at the instructional video to see if what we're requiring you to do is possible. Because some people can't do it, and I feel bad for them. But that's pretty much it. I'm the only one running this show, so I don't have the time to do the things that I would like to be doing, helping more people, especially the elderly people. But I provide everything there for the people who can figure it out. So, John, is your question long? Why don't you just put it right here? Is it long? Or is it something that I need to see in private because I'm going to be grumpy and make you run? Yes, the state is the main defendant. And without the state as a defendant, they're just going to keep going. Well, they're going to try to keep going anyway if they don't respect you. So I have a video that outlines the process for adding the state as a defendant. And and I'm going to just send it over to you. Maybe. Okay, you guys can find it in my instructional video playlist. And it is titled, oh, there it is. It's titled Updates to the Instructional Video Playlist. And that playlist, okay, here it is, has all of the steps that you need to understand the process of jamming their butts up. There you go. Tam, that gives you an outline on how to do the. Now, what we do is if there's a state case against your property or against you, what we do is take the document that you get from me or your own, if you make your own document, and turn it into a counterclaim to file in state court. And you turn it into a counterclaim, and you add the judge, the state, and the attorney to the counterclaim as plaintiffs, and you file it in their state court process to jam their asses up. And this is what we do to stop the state, to crush the state court process, to give you time to get your lawsuit filed over there in federal court where you need to be. So you can watch that video and check it out. So, John, I have a package for that on my website. And what is your question? You still haven't put the question in there. We're kind of wasting time here. You could just ask me the question. I already asked you, if you want to just ask me the question. But I'm going to go and finish up what I need to do. What is your question, man? I don't know. What's your question? You have a question. You got a question. Give me a question. What's your question, man? Now, I don't know if I gave you guys this link yet, but I'm going to give it to you again. Now, this is the link to the summary motion for summary judgment. That's very, very handy. And my new email, John, is on my I think I have it here too. It's on my website. I had to have a new email address when they stole my shit. So, John, I think if you get my package, then you're going to need to file what the instructions tell you to file in my package. So, I'm not sure, I mean, if you get my package, you need to do what you need to do. The strategies that I use in my lawsuit packages were structured from real-time feedback from tons of people in my Facebook pages and people that use my products that aren't in the page that communicate with me real-time feedback about how these attorneys are trying to get out of using their stuff. Now, my shit is not conventional stuff. It's non-conventional. So you can't file it and go sit down. And that's what the people that I've been talking about today did. They filed it and they went and sat down. And you can't do that. You can't just file it and go sit down. You have to read, you have to listen to the instructional videos and understand the reason why you're using the documents. It's not to defend yourself. Okay. In my program, you're not the defendant any longer than you are, than you need to be to crush the state court process. So I'm going to tell you, John, if you get in my program, you need to be willing to do whatever it takes. So I don't know what your problem is with filing a challenge in a jurisdiction. My program is set up to work as a program, not as individual pieces or whatever. So you're going to have to do whatever it takes. Whatever the instructions tell you to do is what you need to be doing. And I send people back to the instructions when they try to pick me on that, because I can tell you one thing and then you're going to have another question, then another question, another question. And this is the thing, you have to get yourself to the gate by watching instructional videos and reviewing the documents so you can understand what the goal is and how to use them and stuff. That's when you get yourself to the gate, I got no problem helping you. I'm not going to answer questions that aren't at the gate. I'm going to point you over to the gate, because I got too many people that are fighting and following the steps and doing everything that needs to be done. And I don't want those people to miss something or not have an opportunity to communicate with me, because I'm busy wasting my time telling people what they need to do to get to the gate. So if you can't get yourself to the gate, then my program is not a good fit for you, because I don't have time. And I'll just tell you that right up front. And some people think I'm an asshole or whatever. I don't really care. That we're having a program here, and the people that are benefiting from this program enjoy it. And I got a whole bunch of badass reviews. So, yep, you guys are the boss. And a lot of people miss that. If you're the boss and you're acting as your own attorney, then you need to be calling these attorneys up and getting in their shit in the middle of the afternoon and let them know that you need some stuff. You need the information that you got in that document. You need to know about what the hell, the 6 things that are missing.
you need to know that if you're not a pain in their ass, they're not gonna have respect for you. So they only have respect for people that are a pain in their ass. And it's only a little bit of respect. So don't let that shit go to your head. Okay. I'm just saying it's a little bit of respect. And it's not because they really respect you, it's because they don't got time to mess with your ass. They have so many people that don't know what to do and are paralyzed by fear, and they're just stuck with their head in a hole, and they know they're going to be able to roll over them people and get going. So now you're slowing them down from rolling over them people with their head stuck at home. Hey, but whatever angle we need to slow this shit down and make it work, I'm willing to do. So if you're willing to do whatever it takes, this is a badass program. If you're not willing to do whatever it takes, I wouldn't suggest getting in my program, because it'd be like kicking the wasp nest over and then stop running. Okay, you're gonna have to keep on running until their ass get tired and stop chasing you. And that's kind of what we're doing here. The people who want to do this in a hurry and want to know when it's going to be over, those people should throw your own shit out in the yard. I'm just saying, you should throw your own shit out in the yard. Huh. Bridges bulletin. Okay. Yeah, I like this. This is interesting. Let's think about this for a minute. I'm going to say you could do anything you want. Now, I'm going to say, in defense of my my package, and in reality, if what I like to keep it real. So what I would say to your question there is, and you're welcome. I see your next thing there. I appreciate that. What I would say is, I don't think that this would work for breach of contract. I don't think you would be able to use a breach of contract as a remedy for someone using my marriage dissolution package. And the reason I think that is because the reason that you're dissolving the marriage is because the state, in my package anyway, is because the state failed to disclose everything to you. So you're not dissolving the marriage because of the other person. You're dissolving the marriage because the state failed to disclose that they're using the marriage license as a way to control your kids. They failed to disclose that you didn't need a marriage license to get married, and only people who have mentally issues need. And then they didn't tell you any other shit that you needed to know to make the contract binding. So I don't think that would work, or at least that's how I would defend that if I was using my marriage dissolution package. I didn't dissolve I didn't breach the contract. There was never a contract at the gate because of the fraud and the shit and the failure to disclose the actual end stuff. See, that's how I would use that. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. I don't think you're going to be able to sue for a breach of contract if people use my marriage dissolution package, because the marriage never was real at the gate, because they lied to get you to sign the marriage contract, and you didn't need a contract and all of these other things. So. And you're welcome. I appreciate the question. I don't get too many questions, or I have to think for a minute. So no, I'm not saying that there was never a partnership, because now we're talking about what is the definition of a partnership. See, partnership doesn't have to have shit to do with a marriage license. See what I'm saying? So partnership has to do with individual people agreeing together to be partners and have nobody else in the middle of your shit. That's, in my mind, where partnership is. Now,
what you're saying is true, because I just said that the contract was void at the gate because you was not disclosed what you needed to be disclosed to make it binding. So, I mean, even after 30 years, 50 years, the years don't matter. Okay, the years does not matter, because if they lied in the contract at the gate, then it's a problem. Now, this is the thing that I think is cool about the marriage dissolution document is you're not pointing the finger at nobody. Nobody's pointing the finger at nobody. Nobody needs the other person's signature. A lot of people don't even know where the other person is. So, and now the only problem that you would have with this, really, that I can see is two problems. The court's going to try and give you shit, especially if you mention the divorce word, the D word, because they want you to spend all that damn money. I said, but the other problem is that I see with this is that if you have property, okay, if you have property that need to be divided and you both hate each other, then that's this marriage dissolution can't help you with the issue of dividing your property or the custody issue with the kids and all of that shit. So you cannot get money from your ex when you're claiming fraudulent documents. Well, I don't think Bay Area Pepper. I don't think anybody that's getting money from the ex is going to be worried about doing this. I don't think. I don't know. So my package is not to worry about whether you're getting money or not getting money. My package is structured to dissolve the marriage, using the same principles that they use to make the shit legal in the first place, without having to spend a bunch of damn money and shit, all of that. So that's what my package is about. As far as the parties and the money and all of that, that's not anything that I have any strategies in my program for. So my program is just the bare bones to get the shit done. If there ain't a bunch of people pissed off and want to kick each other's ass, so that's pretty much a wrap on. That's pretty much a wrap on that. And I also added to the marriage dissolution package a lawsuit that you can use to go after them for, I think it's 42 USC. I don't know. I added a lawsuit to it because in Georgia, they were giving the lady a hard time. So, well, y'all know how I roll. So I just added a lawsuit to it that they can file a notice of claim if they need to, and they can turn the notice of claim into the lawsuit. Just change the word on the front. I don't believe in giving people a notice of claim that don't tell them why you're going to sue them, how you're going to sue them, when you're going to sue them, and what you're going to sue their ass about. Because, at the end of the day, you want them to look at that shit and go, no, they're not going to do that. You just put, here's a notice of claim. What are you claiming for? 42 years. See, now, oh, shit, dude, you ain't got nothing. Okay, well, no, here's what I got. I want to put it right in there anyway so they can see it right at the gate, because that's the thing. We talk a lot about the gate. So thank you guys, the new people, for coming on and asking me some questions. I have a marriage dissolution webinar scheduled. I don't think anybody signed up for it yet. I don't know. I'm probably going to change that and put it onto the civil rights lawsuit package, because more people are interested in that right now, because everybody's rights are getting stomped on anytime you go into court. If you've been in court, your rights got stomped on. I'm pretty sure of that. So thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. I'll see you in the next video.